Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference with Coach Wilfried Nancy and player Sam Zawazki for tomorrow's round of 16 matchup for CONCACAF Champions Cup. We will get started with questions here in the room.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Hi, how are you guys doing? I first want to ask, obviously a topic of discussion has been just fitness and managing players in this short span of time with so many games. How important is it for you guys tomorrow to ensure that you guys wrap it up in regulation, knowing that if they get one goal over you, you guys have to go into possibly extra time or even penalty kicks?
I think we've done really well. The match congestion we've had, but I think coming in, we've all come in well and taking care of our bodies when we can after games. Right as soon as the game ends, we're putting in the work. We're going to ice baths, contrast baths, rolling out, things of that nature. And I think the staff's done really well to manage that. And then coming out and training and kind of managing loads there. But I think everyone's mentally ready for whatever it takes. If it's 90 minutes, it's 90 minutes. But if it goes longer, I think everyone's ready for whatever it takes.
Wilfried, I heard. And then Wilfried, I know on Saturday you said that you didn't have an answer for Monton, Alex's status. I'm wondering if you have anything to update on if he'll be available, just how he's doing.
This one's for Sean. Coach had talked about your play, that you're able to play the four positions and that he doesn't really have to say too much to you. What's that mean as a player to have that confidence from the coach?
It means a lot, kind of just being a sponge on the wall in all different meetings we have, kind of listening to everything, whether it's the back line, whether it's as a midfield meeting, and then on the field as well, just taking all the pointers that he's giving to everyone and kind of taking that in and seeing how I can implement it into my game to continue to improve myself.
Coach, your take on it? With all the flair dramatics, the last two wins and, playing 3 games now in 6 days, Coach, what are you seeing? What are you looking to change maybe tactically, going up a second time against Houston?
Well, it's not easy. It's a good exercise for me as a coach and my staff also because, when we play a back-to-back game, this is good to prepare them, but this is not easy at the same time. Knowing that when we were playing, they were watching us, so this is the beauty of the schedule. But now listen, we're going to prepare something because I told you every game is a new game, it's a new chapter, it's a new day. So the idea is to focus on us. Obviously, we know that we're going to face a good team. They're going to be fresh, but again, the game will dictate after that what we're going to have to adjust or to do during the game. But we're going to have a clear plan, and the players are going to be able to execute it and to play with freedom.
Sean, you're now, what did you see the positives, or maybe some of the negatives that you might have to change up as playing out there on the field coming into Houston?
I think after every game you reflect on things that, didn't work. But I think at the end of the day, it's just going out there and competing. If things might not go well, attacks might not work sometimes. They might be able to adjust, but I think it's just going out there competing and sticking together and fighting through it all. Yeah, the fans have been tremendous last year and the beginning of this year. We saw that this past weekend. Late in the game, you see us on a counterattack. You hear the fans start cheering. You see little things. They're cheering defensive actions. So I think feeding off of that energy, we hear it on the field, and I think it gives us that extra boost. the mass congestion. And I think having that boost and having the fans there to cheer for us and everything really helps us go that extra mile.
And yeah, is it on? Okay, sorry. And Wilfried, we've been talking a lot about how making sure your players get a lot more rest with all these extra games. But has the benefit been that you've been able to see more of your players step up, and you've been able to experiment more and kind of play with the depth that you have?
Yes, for sure. I cannot dissociate the way we play also because we like to build the game, first half and second half when it's possible with the dynamic of the game. So yes, I have a player that can play in different positions. That's why I'm happy with that, and this is what I need to. So the idea now is to balance between game plan, freshness, and like John said, rush. Compete. This is very important. So again, find this balance, knowing that we have 5 subs, and I'm happy for that. And we can change also at times. So the game will dictate. We have a clear plan, but the game will dictate everything, and hopefully we're gonna do it right.
Sean, how much does it help that the momentum swung in your favor at the end of that game, and you're kind of carrying that into a short break, but you guys have that momentum building?
Yeah, I think it's huge. We might not start the game how we wanted this last weekend, but I think the way we responded in the second half and the way we continue to fight, playing to 100 plus, and I think everyone kind of carries that feeling we have, albeit it's 2 days. But I think everyone's carrying it into the facility, and looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully it carries into that too.
Any more questions here? No.
Talk about the band. How much has that played with you guys played something?
It plays a big role. Especially early in the season, fitness might not be there, mass congestion, same type of thing. So hearing the fans all the time throughout the game, it allows you to keep going, keep fighting, keep pushing for each other. You're not just fighting for the guys on the field, you're fighting for the whole city, for the fans that are at the game with you.
That's wonderful. So the playing the amount of enthusiasm this year, is it something that you guys like, keep playing, while going, or you like that,
it's nice playing all these games. It's a little less practicing, which isn't as fun sometimes, but I think it can be tiring on the body and on the mind. But I think whatever the schedule is, I think speaking myself and for the team, I think we're ready for it, and we'll put everything out there that we can.
Yeah, I will never ever complain about when we had the decision for the season last year. So it's not what why I'm going to complain about this. We play to win, we play to compete, we play to have a good create memories, and we have to compete and we have to play this. After that, knowing that it's going to be difficult, yes. After that, this is the balance between all the games that we're going to have, but this is not Champions League and regular season. This is 5 games coming. And for me, as the staff, as the coach, doesn't change anything in terms of the way I'm gonna keep players on the pitch, because at the end of the day, after find the balance, never complain about it. We won, and did a good job last year, so it's normal.
Sean, I'm wondering from a player's perspective in general, did the game against Minnesota kind of provide a turning point as to how you guys approach stoppage time? It seems like you guys are a lot more aggressive now going into those final minutes just to make sure that you guys can get the win.
I think kind of the mentality is still the same. After that game, we have a meeting and we talk about things, sort things out. But I think everyone knows, kind of going back to last year as well, it was an issue. But I think we've really honed in on it as a team, and focused on these details, and minor things like that, that will hopefully continue to lead to positive results.
Wilfried, is there any possibility that we could see Will Sands in these upcoming games? I know he's been on the bench, but do you have any timeline on when he could possibly get his first returning game?
It's not, I cannot shoot in the future because the most important is for Will and for all the players to be ready when they're going to get the call. And I've been training really well. So now, keep in mind that he's been out for 1 year and he had success last year and we tried to involve him most of the time, but also it's not easy to come back, we will come back. So, can we come? Tell me when.
Is that it for anyone else here? That concludes today's press conference. Thank you, coach and player. See you tomorrow.
You know,
All different names.
John, Josh.